What's going on, guys? JivanTV back with another video. In this video, we're going to talk about motivation to grind in the early season. I know it's really tough right now in Arena, but we're going to talk about what you can do to overcome that. Before we hop into this video, please consider using code JivanTV in the Fortnite item shop, or at least make sure you're using somebody's code because it helps us out a ton. Without further ado, let's get into this video. So to start off, I know a lot of people are really demotivated right now because of the fact that Arena seems 20 times harder right now. It may feel like you've gotten a lot worse this season and you were so confident last season, but now you're struggling so much. Well, just know you're not the only one. Everybody's feeling like this right now except for the very top pros. The reason it's so tough right now is because all the sweats are back on the game. Anytime Arena points reset, this happens. People swarm into my stream saying, Jivan, I think I'm gonna quit. Like, I've just gotten so much worse over the past few days and I'm so demotivated. Guys, just know I'm struggling a lot too right now. You know, anytime Arena points reset, it's so hard to even get a 10 kill win for me. When later on in the season, I can get 15 plus kill wins like almost every other game. But there's something crucial, like now is the most important time to be grinding Fortnite if you're trying to see those improvements. I always say in my videos, you know, fighting people that are better than you is the best way to improve. So what I recommend doing is maybe play Arena in sets of 5 or 10 games, put all of your energy into those 5 to 10 games, and after you play those games, watch them back and try to figure out what you could have done better in the fights that you lost. Figure out how the enemy outplayed you, what aspects of your mechanics were lacking or your game sense, and just try to find those things that you can improve on, and then the next 5 or 10 games work on improving those. Or take a little break, hop in creative, work on mechanics, whatever you gotta do to keep a positive mentality. The way I approach this season, if you've been following my main page, my Road to Champs series, I've been playing really safe until I get to Champs, but now that I'm in Champs, I'm working on fighting as much as possible because right now all the really good players are grinding like crazy, so I want to try to fight as many of them as possible. But before I did that, I wanted to get to Champs first, so I played really smart. I played like I was in a cash cup, I rotated dead side of zone, I tried to avoid fights, and I just played those placements. And it was still tough to get to Champs even when playing like that, because I would get pushed at random points and everybody is just so sweaty right now. Another thing that you can be doing to really see improvements in your game is focus on one thing that you want to improve at a time. This is a really good strategy to see improvements, because if you overwhelm yourself and you don't know what you're going into each game trying to improve on, you're probably going to have a harder time seeing improvements. But if you focus on one thing at a time, you'll be able to see that one thing improve, and then you can add another thing to your list that you want to improve and focus on that in the next few games. This strategy can work for mental tricks, mechanical tricks, fighting moves, whatever it is. Focusing on one thing at a time can help you improve. One example of me trying to do this, and I talked about this in one of my videos on my main channel, is I'll go into a game with a mindset tip that I want to improve on. As soon as I get on the battle bus, I'll think about that tip that I want to improve. One example that I did recently was putting more attention towards tracking my opponents during fights. So when I was on the battle bus, I just put that idea into my head and I said, okay, during my fights this game, I want to put more attention into tracking my opponents than anything else. And so as soon as I started a fight, I would take time to just read the opponent. I would sit there and stare at them. I would try to read how aggressive they are. If I went up to their box, I would fake pickaxe swing, you know, try to gauge when they're going to edit, how aggressively they're going to edit. Like, are they going to edit on the first pickaxe swing when I'm pushing their box? Stuff like that. But that's just one example. Like, another example could be if you have a certain box fight move or anything like that. Think about that while you're on the bus. In this game, I want to try that box fight move at least one time. And then the next game you go in with the same thing. I want to practice this move one time. And then eventually you'll be able to read when you're able to do that move successfully. And it'll just become an instinct and it'll become a habit of your gameplay. That's one way to improve really well in the early season, you know, just put one thing on your mind to improve on. That can also help with your motivation. Sometimes people are demotivated because they feel like they aren't improving, but if you focus on one thing at a time, that can help your motivation a lot. Other things I recommend doing to keep a positive mindset is go into an arena grinding session thinking you're going to try your best for as long as you can, but as soon as you start to get frustrated, you're going to take a little break. Maybe you'll go watch somebody stream, you'll watch Netflix, or you'll just hop into creative and work on mechanics or whatever in a stress-free environment. Whenever I grind arena off stream, I always go into it with this mindset. I'm like, okay, I'm going to play, but if I get frustrated, I'm just going to take a break and come back to it later. I'll play as many games as I can. I'm going to do my best in those games, but you know, I don't want to be raging. So as soon as I feel the rage coming, we're going to take a break. And that's really important to do in the early season because these games are so sweaty right now. Another thing that helped me a lot when I was grinding 2 champs was focusing so much in the middle of the game, focusing on avoiding fights, getting to the dead side of zone. I'm telling you, this was key. If I didn't do this, I would have had so much trouble getting to champs. And I talk about that a lot in my Road to Champs series on my main channel, but I want to emphasize it here because on the way to champs, you know, so many people are struggling to hit champs fast. And dude, when I started rotating dead side every single game, I got to champs in a few hours. I went from 4K to 6K points in such a quick amount of time. Also, if you love solos but you have some really cracked teammates, definitely grind some team mode arena because I was playing duos with my friend PB the other day and we went up 2K points in the matter of 3 hours and we were just keying every lobby. Like, I don't know, the point system for duos and trios is broken right now. It's so much better than solos. But solos is still the best place to improve, which is why I grind it the most. But duos and trios is so good for getting arena points fast. I went into this season thinking I wanted to get on the top of the arena leaderboard, but now that they made trios and duos so much more OP for getting points fast, I don't think it's going to happen because I still want to focus all my energy on solos this season because I feel it's the best place to improve. But anyways, the main point of this video is just keep your motivation up. You guys got this. Anytime you're feeling demotivated, just remember now is the time to improve. All my friends are saying the same exact thing. They'll have people come into their stream saying they're demotivated right now. It's a very tough time of the season to be grinding arena. But don't lose that motivation. Anytime you're struggling, just think back to these words. Now is the time to improve. Work on building loot paths, work on your fighting abilities, work on your mental strength. Practice 1v1ing a lot of people. Work on edit speed, stay up to date on the new phase techniques, stay up to date on new mechanical tricks for fighting. All that stuff I'll be posting on my main page and you gotta stay up to date with it. Last thing I wanna say to help you out in arena, because this has been one of the biggest things, stay away from the middle of the map in mid-game. I swear to God, the third parties this season have been absolutely unreal. Anytime I take a fight in the middle of the map, I get third partied at least 4 times. At least. If the fight goes on for 30 seconds, maybe 2 third parties will show up. If it goes on for like 2 minutes, half the lobby will show up. Stay away from the middle of the map. I've actually never seen anything like that other than this season. It's kind of ridiculous. And I think the reason is because of launch pads and car rotates. People are able to rotate to the middle of the map and key really fast. So all the W keyers just show up to one big battle at the middle of the map within like the first 5-10 minutes of the game. And by that time, like half the lobby is there. So if you stick around the outskirts of the map, you should have better luck finding safe fights to take where you won't get third partied, at least not as much. But for more on that, like I said earlier, check out my Road to Champs video on my main YouTube. It's a 3-episode series. People have said that it's been helping them out a ton. I talk about fighting, I talk about rotates, and I talk about mentality in those videos. It should help you out a bunch. But anyways, guys, hopefully this video helps you out, helps get you motivated to grind some arena this season. I know it's tough, just stick with it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, use code JivanTV in the item shop, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.